Good afternoon, evening, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. It's Ash. The time has come. The much awaited 2v8 mode has finally come to Dead by Daylight after being one of the most requested modes/modifiers since the game was released. And right off the bat, I have to say, if you have not played 2v8 yet, or you're considering trying it out, play this mode. I know currently a lot of players are queuing for killer duos, which makes sense. Playing with your friends, family, or partners as killer has been something we've all been really excited for. But I have to admit, I'm really enjoying Survivor as well. I was a bit worried that the Survivor role would be less than enjoyable, and a lot of people would just not want to play Survivor, but I can safely say that Survivor has its own fun playstyles and ways to enjoy the mode that aren't really in the main game. First off, new to the Survivor role is classes. Classes were added to make the mode more predictable overall and to prevent the, 8 regression, 8 dead hard, 8 decides to strike gameplay, and I'm really glad they didn't allow perks, items, or add-ons to be brought in as well. It definitely keeps the mode more fun and casual in that regard. The classes we currently have at launch are Escapist, Guide, Medic, and Scout. Escapist is the sort of chase me team support type role, and it has built-in windows of opportunity, the old made for this, and a unique form of sprint burst where if you're within 12 meters of another player, they'll also receive your sprint burst. This version also only has a 20-second exhaustion timer as opposed to the 40-second exhaustion in the main game. This class has been really fun to experiment with and seems like it can have a lot of utility if used correctly. I've 99'd my sprint burst and use it to save people who are being chased by one or both killers, allowing them to get to another pallet or in some cases even escape. While being on Jins, a lot of your teams can be super vulnerable to either Wraith sneaking up on them, Belly sprinting in, or a Huntress approaching with her hatchet in hand. Giving everyone who's on a Jin a sprint burst allows your team to kind of be a bit more greedy with Jins, or eke out that last second you need before needing to run away. I'm really excited to see the team plays we'll get once more players understand their roles better. Up next we have the Guide. Guide is your general Jin jockey type role, giving everyone an extra 3% bonus to their great skill checks, making repairs quieter, revealing the auras of Jins you're working on, as well as revealing Jins to you within a certain distance. Personally, I think it's a very basic class, but showing people a Jin that's being worked on can give a lot of info to the team. Either a group of people can go to a Jin to reset, rush out the last Jin, or funny enough, sometimes it's just hard to find a Jin with all the panic and chaos going on in the mode. Another class we were given is the Medic class, which has base kit empathy, a 35% increased healing speed, and a unique version of Leader where it increases the altruistic healing of nearby allies by 25%. Medic is great at healing in a group of 3 or more people, however trying to play exclusively as a medic is a bit frustrating. With the maps being bigger, cages spawning away from the killer, and reaching people to heal them before they're down makes being medic very frustrating at times. As someone who loves playing Medic in the main game, I'm a bit sad at how weak it is. The reason Medic builds work in regular DBD is you know where someone's going to go down, and you know within that general area they'll be hooked. You can hover the area, and once they're safe to unhook, you can heal them quickly with things like We'll Make It, but with cage logic, if a survivor goes down, there's no guarantee they'll be in a spot you can reach before someone else unhooks them, and there's plenty of moments when someone will be caged across the map and I kind of just have to ignore them, because someone will unhook them and heal them before I even give them my healing bonus or manage to heal them myself. Half the time I felt better off sitting on a Jin and not trying to help anyone unless they were nearby. Medic is in this weird state, and I think giving them Will Make It when someone within 48 meters is uncaged, meaning even if you miss the unhook, which is likely in this mode, you'll still have a buffed healing speed to help the rest of the team for a bit, and it still encourages you to go for the unhooks and to go for healing. Also, with healing being limited to 2 people per person, healing just feels overall really weird, and getting resets is really hard when teams like Huntress Billy are bearing down on you. I feel like a team without medics would do fine, if not better, than with them, and I hope that changes. The utility the other classes brings just doesn't really warrant picking medic unless you have a group of multiple people healing next to each other, which does happen sometimes. And for our last class, we have my personal favorite, the Scout class, which is a really fresh and interesting playstyle I don't really think you can replicate in regular DBD. The unique trait for this mode is if a killer is in your direct line of sight within 64 meters, you'll reveal their aura to the entire Survivor team. They have Base Kit Urban Evasion, Base Kit Alert, and a weird version of Iron Will where if you're crouched while injured, your grunts of pain are significantly quieter. Being able to warn your teammates where the killers are or being able to keep track of them while on objectives has been so helpful, especially since I've been playing solo queue quite a bit. I'll often be following Trapper and setting up his traps, assisting medics with rescues and healing, and aiding escapists with looping. It's also a wonderful secondary chase me type class, because the aura rating doesn't require you to look at them, only having line of sight to them, making looping and mind games harder for killers. The whole time their aura being revealed to your team lets them know they can do objectives or heal, and escapists can use their proxy sprint bursts to help you out while in a chase. With hunters being very common, the base kit Urban Evasion has also been really good at extending chases with her in particular. And the crouching Iron Will has come in clutch at evading killers when they're nearby and you're injured, or even mid-chase if you can break line of sight and Urban Evasion away. The only thing I'd love to see Scout get is a rainbow map, and maybe that's because I'm a little biased and I really like Scout and the map item for some reason, with the Crystal Bead add-on. That way you can assist teammates in finding gens, as well as pointing out Trapper's traps you've spotted, and since there's no perks, Scouts will still need to ration their map usage, as once it's gone, it's gone. My biggest gripe is that I don't like how Wraith can completely deny your class ability by making each other undetectable. I feel like if a killer is in chase, Scouts should be able to spot them. I think Survivor is just as fun as Killer, just in different ways. I'd say my only gripe is that I wish the role icons were a bit bigger, so you don't have to squint to see someone's role. Overall, I'm really impressed at how balanced 2v8 seems to be. A lot of people are complaining it's Survivor or Killer-sided, and I think in this mode more than any other, it really just comes down to whatever team works better together. A lot of players have played one match Survivor and written it off without giving people time to learn the mode and how to best use their roles. So if you quit Survivor, I'd encourage you to give it another go. I have never personally gotten mad at 2v, and it shocks me how some people are rage quitting and demanding killer nerfs before even learning the nuances of the mode. I personally think we need to keep this mode a fun mode and not balance all the fun casual parts out of it. All 2v8 killer matches I've had have ended in hatch moments, and a good amount of Survivor matches have ended in 5+ people getting out. I feel like once more players understand how to play their roles better, the mode will balance out more overall. I also like how chests are the only way to get toolboxes and flashlights, making the items actually feel valuable, and getting a toolbox feels important instead of just spawning in with one. I'll say I think they need to adjust the items you can get from a chest, since last night I pulled Alex's toolbox from a chest. That really wasn't super helpful since killers don't hook people. Speaking of the killer mode, it's neat to see all the small little passives each killer was given, and stronger killers like Huntress and Nurse getting buffs to themselves, but not really providing anything to their teammate. Was a great decision to avoid Nurse Huntress every game. Huntress giving the revealed status isn't long enough to really assist your teammate, it's more so for lining up her next shots. And if Nurse and Huntress really want to play together to benefit off their bonuses, they'll be giving up a lot of map pressure doing so, and Scouts will punish them even more. Obviously the queue times have been horrendous for Killer Queue, but that makes sense as playing with friends as a killer is something we've been wanting to do for ages. Even with the incentive bonus being at 400%, the queue times are still quite long, and I unironically think the bonus should be boosted to a hilariously high 1000% BP bonus, and that would genuinely get some people off the killer queue maybe. Last night I wanted to play 2v8 with one of my partners, and while we were waiting in the queue we just watched YouTube while we waited for 10 to 15 minutes. But being able to play together with friends or partners is so fun and refreshing, and oddly enough, it's really relaxing. Like, you can lock in, but just playing with someone else makes it fun. You never feel like everything is on you, and you can just share the experience. Second it. Alright, we got this. We got this.
I missed 3 blinks, of which I could have hit 3.
That's okay. You don't play Nurse super often, and you're trying your best. That's all that matters. Just have fun. Like, we're here to have fun. I don't care if we win or lose. I just get to play with you, and that's all I'm happy about.
I found the last person that is working on the last gen. And I
nice.
perfectly blinked on them.
Nice.
Well, not the last person. There's still Kate out there in the open, but you know.
I'm on my way to cut off.
Oh, there's a Vittorio. Well, wait, my Kate turned. Wait, what? She turned into Vittorio. Like, she went behind...
Goals, let's go.
No, dude. She just went fucking trans mask behind that corner. She just fucking put that T in herself. My God, and in him. Sorry, my God, I'm sorry. Don't want to misgender.
I cannot speak for solo queue as I've never tried it, but I'd rather play with a friend than solo queue anyway. I like how killers don't need to carry people to hooks, and it keeps the pace of the killer in this more active arcadey sort of feel that I really like. Killers have base kit Nowhere to Hide and another version of Dark Sense. They also have minor spotting auras when beginning chases with people, and you can also see your teammate's aura at all times. Apparently the game is close to breaking its record Steam charts from the Nemesis chapter, and if that doesn't show behavior how popular this mode is, I don't know what will. I can probably safely assume that 2v8 will return frequently or become a permanent mode, and I'm really excited to get more killers and classes over time. Personally, I'm hoping for Slinger and Hux because I love them, and eventually license killers at some point down the line. Overall, Behavior did a pretty good job so far, and I think they should be commended for that. There's definitely some bugs and a few map issues, but as sad as it is to say, that's kind of just Dead by Daylight. I'm excited to see where this game mode goes, and to be honest, I might end up forgetting the regular mode and just enjoying the casual fun of 2v8. Let me know what you guys think about 2v8, any changes you'd give to either the killer or the classes, and how you would add your killer into the 2v8 mode. Like, what would you give them and how would they work? I would really love Deathslinger to just have like some goofy, whenever you scare someone, everyone within 32 meters is exposed. Anyway, until next time, bye bye.